he could not make it, but I'm sure Coach Dillon Sheppard will explain further. But Coach Arthur's one is not feeling well, and it was a last-minute swap, and we've got the capable Coach Dillon Sheppard to stand in for him. Coach, just your thoughts, heading into that match. It's the Nedbank Cup, we're playing at home. Kaizer Chiefs being the opponent, an opportunity, obviously, to progress within the Nedbank Cup, and maybe an opportunity for a trophy at the end of the season.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Yes, there's a quarterfinals berth to play for. Preparation has gone really, really well. With 2 games now, 2 clean sheets, gaining momentum, a trophy to play for, a very important trophy to play for. The guys, the energy's been really, really good. Looking forward to the match. Yeah, like we said, Coach Arthur was a little bit under the weather. Yeah, I'm sure you wish he could be here because he knows the energy and things that have been leading up to this game, the positivity. And it's about momentum now, not just about the Nedbank Cup. I think going into these next league games, we also want to gain the right momentum, going into with the right headspace, with the right energy. And I think that's what we've been seeing from the players.
Thank you, Coach. Let's take the first question from the floor, just by a show of hands. I've noted the hands here. Let's start once more with Tepo.
Thanks, Fatu. Coach, the importance of consistency, because the team this season so far, it has been touch and go in terms of producing positive results on a daily basis. So the importance of consistency.
Thanks, Tepo. Yeah, of course, consistency very important. If you take the Golden Arrows game out of it, with 3 clean sheets going into that game, a lot of good energy, a lot of positivity, and then all of a sudden, it's one of those games that, we go into the lead twice, and I don't want to say throw it away, maybe through certain errors here and there, and then sort of knocks the confidence on where we're heading, where we've been going with our performances, and then now we seem to be back, where we were. So you're right, consistency is the right word. It's important for us, like I say now, where we are, quarterfinal berth. We need to focus on that. That's the game coming up, and then gaining the momentum and taking that confidence now into the next games that follow. So that's really important for us.
Okay, we've got questions here. Let's start with Ben Dulo and then Temba.
Coach, Ben Dulo, Freelance. Coach, I just want to find out about the confidence and the psychological state of the players, knowing that Kaizer Chiefs in the recent years have tasted defeat from lower division clubs, Richards Bay, TS Galaxy, you name them. So going to this game, senior players like Keegan and Oyo, Eric, Tumilukuni, how are they feeling towards this game and their confidence level in terms of making sure that they get maximum results and get to the next stage?
Well, I think you don't want to look at past. We're going forward. If you look at the Richards Bay game, how the squad has changed. It's made up of, it's almost a totally different squad. Yes, we have players that were part of that squad, so they can share the experiences. But like I say, going in, we have to look forward at the opposition ahead, what's coming ahead of us. Like I say, I think the guys are focused. Like I said, the energy this week has been really, really good. So yeah, we need to just focus game by game, and like I say, let's keep moving forward and not look what's happened in the past. We know what's lying ahead of us, so we need to focus on that.
Thank you. Temba Shawala, Joseph from Sports. Coach, you as Kaizer Chiefs, you've had about 8 red cards against you in the past games, but you still couldn't capitalize on that as a club. Yes, some of the games you won, but in essence, that says you don't know how to shift and get the positivity out of either your players and the playing pattern itself. At some instances, you still defend with 4, while the opponent have lost the midfielder, defender. What causes that, Coach? And is it something that you are working on? And still talking about Richards Bay, as a former player, they've lost a player yesterday. I don't know, Coach, do you think that in South Africa, do we take enough care on medical checks, or we only do medicals when a player gets to sign a contract?
So let me tackle the first one. I've read a lot of stories in that we're not being able to play against 10 men when the team drops back into. Bring this closer. When the team drops back into a low block, we're not able to break down the block. I feel if you look at the chances that we created, I think the only game we can go back to is TS Galaxy, where I felt that with our movement, I don't think we created enough opportunities in that game. We didn't move them enough with our ball rotation. Something that we spoke about, something that we worked on the training pitch. If you look at the other games, I mean, the Richards Bay game, 21 chances. If you look at the chances that we missed, it wasn't really from those where the team was sitting back in a low block. Tactically, we've worked on it. We've looked at how we're breaking down teams, and if you look at the opportunities that we did create, it was a matter of the last touch, the last decision making, and then the execution. So it wasn't about breaking down the team or breaking down the 10 men. I think we did do that. It was just a matter of if the opportunity goes in. And if you look at the two red cards, I mean, if the goalkeeper from Richards Bay doesn't come out and we score the goal, then we 2-0 up. Then we're not talking about goals. If Sailor goes through and scores the one against Pirates, then we're 2-0 up. Then we're talking a different game. So, yeah, goals. Of course, the game, winning games is about scoring goals. And like I say, it was something that we're really working on. And the only way we can correct it is by working hard on the training pitch. Going to the second one, my sincere condolences to Mtolo's family and the Richards Bay family. It's a heavy loss. It's a really, really heavy loss. And like I say, I just want to send our condolences. We've lost a soldier. I mean, he played a huge part in the team coming up from the NFD as a captain. And with regards to I haven't read anything about the reports on his passing, on medically what happened. Collapsing on the training pitch. It could be anything. Until we get the facts, until we know what happens with the post-mortem and we can see, then we can sort of, work on how we can. But yeah, medicals are very, very important when we're recruiting players, to get the medical history, because that's really, really important, because a lot of the times we go and buy players and we don't know the medical history, where they've been. I've been in a situation where we were supposed to sign a player, and at the last minute he had a little hole in his heart. So those things you pick up, and then those are signs. So yeah, it's really, really important when it comes to that medically, that we any players that come into our system or come from overseas and that they need to be fully checked and fully medically passed before they sign.
All right, let's move on to other questions if there are any hands. Tembiso.
Hi, Coach. It's Tembiso from Arena Holdings. Coach, I just want to know, how much do you know of your Kaizer Stars as you are approaching them this weekend? What are you expecting from them?
As you know, we've got two loanees there, Sifama and Milazi. So we've obviously been monitoring them, their performances. So that's given us an opportunity to see one or two of their games with the analysts. So we have a little bit of information, but I think the main focus will be on us and how we set up, how we've prepared going into this game. So as much as you have all the information on them, but we still need to go and play our game, and get the victory to go into the quarterfinals.
Okay, Velile.
Coach Miller from SAGC. Yesterday, 35-man squad of Bafana released only one Kaizer Chiefs player and not a single on-field player, just a goalkeeper only. An institution in this country, does it concern you? Especially considering that some players came as Bafana regulars to the team.
We are all here for the nation. And it's up to the coach to select the players he feels that's going to do the nation proud. We are there to support him. Of course, as a coach, we would love to see our players in the national team, but the coach has got to make a selection. and we've got to support that selection. And of course, we've got to work hard to improve our players, that our players can be up there for selection. Like I say, it's important for us as a nation. We are together. We will support the coach and what decision he makes. But yes, we will work harder to make sure that he does select more of our players.
Okay, any takers? We go for the last round of questions. I don't see new hands. Tsepo, I've noted you. I was just looking for new hands. Okay, let's go back to Tsepo.
Thanks. Coach, playing in team that's not playing in the top division, we know the story with regards to the past, especially with the Nedbank Cup for Kaizer Chiefs losing against so-called Linos. How is the technical team this time around going to ensure that it does not repeat this coming Sunday? Thanks.
Very important to approach the game with the right mindset, with the right mentality as first, because when you're going into the game, it's not about divisions, it's a quarter-final berth that is waiting for us. So we have to do what is required to win a football match. And I think we're in the right space, in the right frame of mind to make sure that we will go through to the quarterfinals, and that's the most important. Yes, the preparations and all those things have been really good, like I've said, but the most important that is the right mindset and the right desire to want to win a football match.
Vitali?
Coach, Coach, you've been an assistant for quite some time, starting from Vets, then at Chiefs as a second assistant coach. But now, having seen what happened this season with Chiefs when they started, the Blue Boys when they started coming, calling for the coach to be dismissed and all that, what has been your role during the time with the coach? How have you been actually motivating him to say that it's a process and get time as well? And also, what was your responsibility basically to make sure that it's not never going to get no one time speaking?
My role as assistant, and that assistant is to assist him at every single possible way. I'm there for him is to support. So I need to be there for him. And when times are tough, he knows that I've got his back 100%. Really, really important. He knows that when he goes home at night, hopefully he can sleep well, knowing that he's got all the support in the world that he needs, because we know what this job is about, and being at the head of Kaizer Chiefs, the pressures that come with it, with a little bit of the history now. But he knows that he's got me 100% support. I'm there for him 24 hours, and whatever that is needed, I'm there for that.
Okay, we still have time. So Velile and Pendulo.
It's on my debut.
Okay. Coach, I think it was 3 seasons or 2 seasons ago, you had teenagers taking you to a Champions League Cup final, and I've seen this season, and I mean, I was sharing this with some colleagues a few days ago to say, normally when we're called here to judge for the young player of the season, we're scrambling, trying to get players who play a certain number of games, but this season the judging is going to be a bit difficult. And then as someone who's got a track record in the space, especially yourself and Coach Adai as well, what would you attribute this good thing that we're seeing of more young players, especially teenagers, finally getting the required game time at the elite level?
I think one of the most important is creating the right environment for youngsters to thrive in. And that's striking the balance of having good, experienced players around them who can guide them through the process. And like I say, having the environment, a training space where they feel comfortable, they feel that when the opportunity comes, that they can perform, and also opportunity. It's important that, we can have talented youngsters, but if we never give them the opportunity, if you looked at the start of Mdu in the first couple of games, we could have easily said after 1 or 2 games, maybe he needs time to grow on that. But, now if you see where he's come already in 5-6 games, where he's gone from where he started and where he is now, and hopefully we can give more opportunities. But like I say, it's providing them the right platform, which is really, really important, the support and guidance. And then knowing that when they get to that level, the hard work only starts then, because it's not about arriving with the contract or arriving now in the first team. It's about now progressing and being a starting 11 player and being an important player for the club.
Okay, Pendulo, then Temba. I think we will then close it there. Okay, you, my brother Siasang.
Of course, I'm sure you guys have always heard, you know, it's the process. Pressure is always going to be there. You know, just from a personal, I had pressures winning the league as a player. I had pressures of relegation. They're very, very two different pressures. And obviously we know where we are with regards to a huge club like Kaizer Chiefs and the pressures that come with it. You know, after seven seasons of not winning a trophy, you know, the demand from the fans, we know where we are. But it's also important for us that while we're in the pressure, to make sure that, you know, we keep the quality of our work at the highest possible level, the focus, and know that we can work together as a club, not just the coaches, but, you know, our whole technical team, because we all play a hugely important role, because it's not just us that are doing the job. You know, everyone's there to support us, so we've got good support, and we just need to focus game by game. That's the most important thing. You know, if we start talking about the final, we start talking about the trophy, I think the most important thing is the next game. If we get the next game right, then we can focus on the next game, and I think as that goes along, well, I think it bodes well for us if we can just keep our heads and keep the focus.
Coach, I just thought I should find out from you. I mean, this is one important domestic cup, the Nedbank Cup, because it secures a space for you in the Confederation Cup, and Kaizer Chiefs can still finish on position 2 depending on how you do on your remaining games. I mean, what's the emphasis around competing in the continental football space? I mean, Kaizer Chiefs is a big team, not to finish, I mean, within that space, to be counted among big teams in Africa that are competing year in and year out, and we've seen them not, you know, doing that well until they went into the final. Where are you? Is it something that you guys talk about among yourself as technical team and management, that let's win the Nedbank Cup to go to the Confederation Cup? If we fail to do that, let's push for second sport, where you're still going to fight it off with the likes of Orlando Pirates, Richards Bay themselves, they're still there. But what is the talk around continental football, seeing that this is one of the easier stepping stones going forward?
Once you've had a taste of the Champions League and Africa and going all the way to the final like we did and have that experience, our talk has always been Champions League. Has to be, you know, the top competition. And like you say, this club deserves to be there, you know, with the stature of the club and its history, and it's our job to one. That's the space we need to be talking in. Yes, this cup gives us an opportunity to play in the Confederations Cup, but to be honest with you, we want to be in that Champions League spot, because that, like I say, once you've had a taste of that and the experience of that, I think it's the only place you want to be.
Okay, last question, Siasang.
Siasang Munali from Sunday World. Coach, we finally saw the strike partnership of Caleb and Saide over the weekend. So I just want to know, what did you make of it, and will we be seeing more of that going forward? Thank you.
Well, you won't be seeing it this weekend, unfortunately, because Saile is suspended. But you know, there's an adaptation phase. You know, with foreigners coming in. Obviously, you know, the life, getting used to life in Joburg, getting used to you or your teammates. We've seen glimpses of the quality that they do bring. You know, Caleb, as big as he is, you know, he can drop in, he can play on the half turn, you know, he sees the spaces. Saile, you saw, he's quick, he's strong. He's got to just work a little bit, you know, technically when he comes inside, you know, to combine. But like I say, as his communication gets better with football, with the players around him, I think you're going to see a lot more. And also too, they give us speed, they give us aerial presence. So yeah, I don't think we've seen close to the best of them, but it's up to us to give them the opportunity to work every day and get better and better and improve.
Okay, we're going to end it here. Thank you very much, Coach. All the best for
Thank you.
Thank you.